Peace and love, strength and honor, Samir Saif representing Ontario Top Team, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai and boxing, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the boxing stance. So I'm just going to start to move around just so you can get an idea of what my boxing stance is. I'm not going to teach you footwork today or defensive movements, but I am going to show you the stance itself, and you'll get an idea once I explain everything, what my hands, my back, my body, my legs, my feet are doing. Okay, here goes. Using the Island Top Team conceptual approach, which works pretty much for everything physical and has physics, is base posture structure. So how did I get my leg stance? So the beginning of my stance is my legs. How did I get here? Because I write with my right hand, I put my right hand back. I'm called an orthodox fighter. If you are a southpaw, then that means you will have your right foot forward and your left hand back. So just do everything opposite to what I say. So to find my stance, I take my left hand, I place it on my knee, and I bend, and I make sure that my hand and elbow fit between my knees. So now that will determine approximately what a good stance is. If my legs were too wide, my elbow can't touch the knee, and if they're too narrow, my elbow will go past. So it's a great way to quickly, as you're moving around in your stance, you just go, boom, yeah, I'm good, and you can keep going. The other tool that I use is I find a line, and there's two approaches that you can do. You can touch the line with your big toe and your lead foot. You can touch the line with your rear heel. Test it out, and you can fight this way. So some people like to fight a little bit more narrow, or you can have them slightly away from the line and it will still work. My elbow and hand will fit in between, and that's the two tools that I use to work on my base, which is the platform for which I absorb and exert force. The other thing that I will add before we move on is that I sit down in my rear leg and it raises my heel. Just when I want to move faster, I want to propel myself. When I want to absorb even more and not be so mobile, you'll see that my heel is flat. And we can look at options at a later video. The second lesson will be the structure. How will I most efficiently use my limbs? And in this case, my arms become very, very important in boxing. So I've established a good base. Now with my arms, I want to use the best structure possible. In the way our bodies were biologically made, under pressure, so if we get surprised or overwhelmed, we have anxiety, we're scared, we get struck hard, just like we were in the womb, we will naturally go to the fetal position. And you've heard people under pressure, they're getting beat up, they turtle up. It's a great expression because being the turtle is the best way to defend ourselves. Okay? I'd much rather be the fastest creature like the turtle than the not so fast cheetah. Because when's the last time have you caught a turtle's head? That's for another time. So in the fetal position, if you remember, I get hit, you see? So I don't even have to learn where's the best place to put my elbows. The structure is built in. Just think of, if you got hurt, how your arms come in, and they will cover your organs, cover your liver, your spleen as best as possible, your ribs, right? And it gives you the right shape to absorb. So it's a really great structure. And then what about my head? Well, when I instinctually go to fetal position, what I want to do is, boom, hide inside the shell, just like a turtle, okay? So that'll be the structure of my arms. So instead of, in the beginning, principles are a little bit more loose as we move along. But conceptually, what I want is the most efficient way to use my limbs. And that's elbows resting on my ribs and me tucked inside those arms. So instead of me having to carry my hands up, which leaves my upper body open, now when I move in my stance, you can see I'm actually, it looks like I keep doing this, but I'm actually, a little peekaboo, and then I come back inside, just like a turtle would. It just checks out, see what's going on, comes back inside, right? So there I am in my stance, hands are up, hands are great. I'm hiding inside the shoulder, okay? Last part of the stance is your posture. It's a spinal alignment. Where the head goes, the body goes. Got to protect the brain. We know so much about concussions now. That's a priority. So this, in this case, the posture and the structure of the hands work hand in hand. Pun. Is that when I look at the target. So I always tell my fighters, my athletes, sight the target. Don't look away. Turn and face it. So although I'm in a side stance, quarter stance, square stance, the posture of my head doesn't change, which is I stay in line with my spine. So I never move my head off the line of my spine. So I keep it straight and I tuck my head inside my shoulders. Like this. I tuck it inside of my shoulders. Okay, and what that does, it allows me to take a lot more pressure, and when my body moves, it stays in line with the spine. Because where the head goes, the body goes. If my head goes, I fall over. Boom. If I pull it in, I can really move around without losing my balance. So that works hand in hand now, because when I fix my posture and line it up straight and I look at the target, it automatically tucks my chin in, which automatically now, if my coach said, show me your jab, boom, it's a perfect jab. Because he'll say, tuck your chin in, get behind your punch. Well, when I adopt this posture, I'm behind my punch automatically. I'm totally hidden, protected inside my shoulder. I throw across, same thing, right? Look at that. I'm totally inside my shoulder. It's almost foolproof. So we'll put them all together, base, posture, structure, and we will have a very efficient, very step-by-step approach of putting your stance. So now when you see me moving around again, whether I was practicing other movements, you can see that conceptually, I've got everything going for me. I've got that distance. I've got the structure of my arms, no matter how I'm moving. And you can see my head is lined up with my spine. And everything works out. Base, posture, structure for an amazing boxing stance. Peace and love. Strength and honor. Samir Seifer representing Ontario top team, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and boxing. Pow!